In this video, I'm going to go over how to output the stiffness, mass, and load matrix from MSC Nastran. So by the end of the video, we are going to have the stiffness, the mass, and the load matrix stored in these DMI entries that are inside of the punch file. Here is the starting bulk data file. Here it's currently configured for SOL 103. But in this first example, let me show you how to output the stiffness and load matrix. So we'll go ahead and output, or we'll set this to SOL 101. Let's go ahead and take these statements. These statements are going to be available in the video description below, so you can just copy and paste. Now, this was tested with MSC Nastran. It may or may not work with other versions of Nastran. In some cases, you would have to make some modification to these statements. So again, these statements here, they are available in the video description below. Just copy and paste and then run Nastran. So after you run Nastran, you get this punch file. And then if you look inside of that punch file, let's go ahead and give it a moment to load. These are the stiffness matrices. Here, if you look at these statements, we said output matrix KGG, KAA, and the load matrix. I also requested a mass matrix MGG and MAA, but these matrices are not dealt with in a statics analysis, so they are absent in this file. So here are the columns for the stiffness matrix, the KGG. If you scroll down a little bit more, you find the column values for stiffness matrix KAA, and then at the very bottom you have the matrix for the loads that are being applied. Okay, so that was a statics analysis that got us the stiffness matrix and the load matrix. What about the mass matrix? How do you output that? Let's go ahead and delete these old statements. Let's switch over to SOL 103. And SOL 103, that's where you calculate the mass matrix. Let me copy the second set of statements. And again, these statements are going to be available in the video description below. Let me save the file. Let's go ahead and delete all the old files. And let's go ahead and rerun this Nastran analysis. So like before, I get another punch file. If we look in that punch file, we get the same data as before. We get stiffness matrix KAA, KGG. But now we get these new matrices, MGG, the mass matrix. We also get another matrix, MAA. So that's how you output the stiffness, mass, and load matrix. In a future video, I'm going to talk about how to take these entries and how to format them in a table like this. So this is a more intuitive way of looking at the matrices. So I'll cover how to get these files, these CSV files in Excel in a future video. Also, one of the reasons I wanted to make this video is because online you'll find various answers on how to get the stiffness, mass, matrices. Some examples: use a parameter, use a case control command, use one of these bulk data entries. So it was I personally didn't like having all these different ways of outputting stiffness, mass, and loads matrix. So I thought, okay, let's find one way to get us this information. And that's what we did. We took these single statements, we ran them, we got our stiffness, mass, and loads matrix. And now in the next video, I'll show you how to get a CSV table like this.